Welcome back to another Plant Parrot video. I want to talk today about something that comes up constantly in my comment section. People ask me, but how do you keep progressing? Or what if you stop progressing? And honestly, it kind of drives me nuts. Not because it's a bad question, but because I think people are way too obsessed with progression, progressive overload, and constantly chasing numbers. Now, don't get me wrong, progressive overload is a great concept. It's an amazing driver when you're first starting out. It keeps you motivated, it gives you something tangible to measure, but here's the truth nobody wants to hear. You will eventually stop progressing. At some point, your numbers will stall, and that is not only normal, it's completely okay. Think about it. You're not going to go from 0 pull-ups to 500 pull-ups in one set. You're not going to start with assisted pull-ups and end up with 600 pounds strapped to your waist. That's just not reality. At some point, the big jumps stop, the newbie gains fade, you settle into your long-term capacity, and you know what? That's fine. That's actually a sign that you've built a solid foundation. For me, I've been stuck, if you want to call it stuck, around 12 or 14 strict pull-ups for a long time. I'm not sitting here depressed thinking I can't hit 20 or 30. I'm content with it because I know my form is dialed in, and to me, that's just as valuable as adding more reps. This is where I think people go wrong. They think if they're not adding weight or reps every week, they're failing. They think if they plateau, the workout suddenly has no benefit. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Exercise is not only about adding more plates or doing more reps. Exercise is about what it does for your body, your mind, your health. It's about better nutrient partitioning. You eat more, you handle food better. It's about joint health, bone health, heart health. It's about stress relief, mental clarity, energy throughout the day. You don't lose those benefits just because you didn't beat last week's numbers. Here's another thing I think people forget. There's always room to improve. Even if your numbers don't change, you can always get cleaner form, smoother reps, more control. If you watch someone who's been training for years, you'll notice their movements look effortless. That's mastery. That's not because they can do 100 pull-ups per set. It's because they've done thousands of high-quality pull-ups over the years. So instead of obsessing over whether you're at 12 or 15 reps, ask yourself, how's my form? Am I truly controlling the movement? Could I slow it down, hold the stretch, eliminate momentum? That's progression too. It's just a different kind. This is the big point I want to drive home. At some point, you need to learn to be content. You need to step back, look in the mirror, and realize how far you've come. If you've gone from 0 pull-ups to 10 strict pull-ups, that's amazing progress. If you've built muscle, gotten stronger, improved your health, you've already won. There's this myth that you always have to keep pushing for more, and if you don't, you're lazy or failing. But that's just not true. You can still get incredible benefits by maintaining your strength, maintaining your physique, and putting in consistent high effort. Think about it like this. The goal isn't to become Superman. The goal is to be strong, capable, and healthy for your entire life. And this just isn't about performance numbers either. It's also about how you look, the muscle you've built, your physique. At some point, you're going to put on a solid amount of muscle mass, and it's absolutely okay and honestly really important to be content with that. For me personally, I'm incredibly happy with the muscle I have right now. I'm not chasing a bigger chest, bigger back, or bigger legs. I'm not in my hallway working out thinking, man, I need another 20 pounds of mass. I've already gone through the ups and downs of training, put in years of work, and I've landed in a place I'm proud of. And now my goal is simply to maintain it, to feel good, and to reap the benefits of training long term. Because here's the truth, if you're natural, there's a ceiling. Genetics, consistency, and effort will ultimately dictate where you land. Sure, if your goal is to be as massive as a professional bodybuilder, that's a different path. But for most people, you'll hit a point where your physique is developed, and the best move is to ride it out, enjoy it, and be grateful for what you've built. That's a win. That's success. You don't need to keep adding slabs of muscle forever to justify your training. So what do you do when you plateau then? Here's my answer. You keep showing up. Just because you're not adding reps doesn't mean the workout isn't doing anything. A plateau doesn't mean muscle falls off your body. It just means your body has adapted to a strong level of performance. That's the point where discipline takes over. Motivation fades, numbers stop moving, but discipline is what keeps you training hard, eating well, and treating your body right. High effort still matters, showing up still matters, and the benefits at that plateau level are still massive for your health, longevity, and quality of life. Let me just re-emphasize this. You don't need to hit 40 pull-ups or a 200-pound dip to get the benefits of resistance training. You don't need to add 50 pounds to your squat every year to live a better life. Training isn't just about performance, it's about enhancing your life. It's about being able to play with your kids, hike without pain, keep your metabolism high, and feel good in your body. When you look at it that way, progression is nice, but it's not the only thing that matters. So, if you're worried about progression, stop stressing so much. Keep your effort high, keep your form sharp, and keep showing up. Learn to be content with what you've achieved while still enjoying the process of training. Progression is not infinite. At some point, you will hit a plateau, and that's okay. That's normal. That's life. What matters is that you keep training because the benefits of exercise go way beyond the numbers. So don't get caught up in always chasing more. Learn to appreciate where you're at and understand that every time you train, you're investing in your future self. So yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Do you agree with me on this? Do you think it's okay to plateau and be content at a certain point? Or do you feel like progression should always be the goal? Drop your thoughts down below. I really want to see your perspective. Oh, and while you're at it, I'd also love your feedback on my editing style. Most of my videos are just like my full workout playing in the background, sometimes with clips of my wife's training too, while I voice over a certain topic. And usually after I finish talking, there's like 5 extra minutes or so where it's just silent footage of the rest of the workout. Do you like that? Or like, do you want to see the workout in its entirety, even if it's quiet? Or should I just cut it right when I'm done talking? Let me know what you think in the comments if you don't mind, because at the end of the day, I'm making these videos for you. All right, we'll see you in the next one.